This week, I'm talking about some of the latest trailers that have been released, and I'm going through a list of some of the upcoming movies and TV shows headed our way from the pop culture universe. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, guys? Billie here, and this week I'm doing things solo. We've had a lot of stuff going on, and our schedules are just not quite meshing up, so I figured we'd still get you an episode for the week. I'm going to go through some of the trailers that are coming out from Marvel and DC and Star Wars and all the other random things out there in the pop culture universe. And then I'll go through a list of some upcoming shows and movies that we can look forward to. And then I got a question for you guys at the very end. But let's just kind of start out from the beginning, I want to talk about what I'm nerding out about, as we usually do. And this week I want to bring up the fact that we've been so busy with conventions and our everyday life that we forgot to mention to you guys that we just wrapped up year 3 and we've been in year 4 of the Infinite Taylorverse Podcast for 5 episodes now. So coming soon, we are going to have a special episode where we recap our favorite memories from year 3. But that's kind of what I'm nerding out about. Taylor and I started this whole thing as just a couple of nerds having fun, nerding out about the stuff we love together and the stuff we love to talk about, and it's grown into what it's become today. Getting to meet some of you awesome listeners, getting to have the opportunities to set up at conventions and interview some amazing people from movies, TV, cartoons, Marvel and DC comic books, IDW books, local creators, from big names to new names, and it's just kind of crazy. This is stuff we would have never expected for our little thing to turn into, but here we are, year 4. So, like I said, we've got a cool interview episode coming up, and then we have a special episode where we're going to just completely nerd out about the fact that we are in year 4 of the Infinite Taylorverse Podcast. So I'm starting that nerding out right now. That's what I'm nerding out about this week. As we jump over into Marvel, as of the time that you guys are listening to this, X-Men 97 is out now. It comes out March 20th with a 2-episode premiere, and Marvel just released a final trailer for this. It was so good, you guys. Make sure you go to their social media or to YouTube and find the final X-Men 97 trailer. They also do a recap of the original series. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and then throw in a clip from the new series, and the hype is so real. I cannot wait to watch this thing. Man, it's going to be awesome. Every time I hear that iconic music play in the new trailers, it gets me so excited, and I cannot wait to watch it. Let's see a little bit more Marvel info here. There's a big rumor. Now, again, this is a rumor, not confirmed fact, but we love talking about the rumors as well. But right now there is a big rumor that Henry Cavill is going to show up in Deadpool and Wolverine as a Wolverine variant. And I know that he does not fit the description of Wolverine based on the comics, but neither did Hugh Jackman, and he's amazing. He is synonymous to that role now. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing this if it is true. A variant of Wolverine played by Henry Cavill is a little crazy, but I want to see it. Also, if you hop over to the Marvel Twitter page, they just released the first image of Danny Ramirez suiting up as Falcon in the new Captain America movie. It looks really great, you guys. It's very comic accurate. The poster was really cool, and I cannot wait to see it. It's going to be awesome. Over with DC, there's a little bit of news. It sounds like James Gunn was recently interviewed, and someone asked him about Peacemaker and the events of Peacemaker Season 1, and whether or not it's going to be canon to the new DCU. And he basically said, some events are canon, some events are not canon, but it'll all make sense moving forward when we get there. All that to say, I wonder what's canon and what's not canon. I know that show was hilarious. It had some amazing parts. If you haven't watched it, definitely go watch season 1. And then when season 2 gets here, I'm sure they'll hash out what was canon and what wasn't. Also with DC, they just let us know that a live-action Teen Titans movie is moving forward at DC Studios. The same writer who wrote Supergirl is writing this movie right now, and it's going to be awesome. Over with Star Wars, The Bad Batch Season 3 recently began in February. We're already up to episode 7, and it has been extremely good, you guys. It's going to be 15 episodes. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up. The most recent episode had some old familiar faces come in. I'm not going to spoil things for you, but make sure you're watching that. Episode 6 and 7 was crazy. Also, today, the trailer for Star Wars The Acolyte was released. Go to YouTube, go to social media, watch it. It looks awesome. It takes place a little bit, back in time a bit. We get to see the dark side rise a little bit. And yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of watching evil triumph or whatever, but it will be interesting to see how this series plays out. What causes the dark side to rise and things like that. But yeah, that's going to premiere on June the 4th with 2 episodes on Disney+. The trailer's awesome. Go watch it. Now, there's all kinds of stuff going on out there in the further reaches of the pop culture universe. We had a little bit of sad news last week. This news broke when I was at Comic-Con. I was in a line waiting, and some guys around me were talking about it, and I kind of joined in the conversation. But Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, passed away. He was only 68. So, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. You will be missed. Your work is iconic. It is going to stand the test of time. People are always going to be talking about Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Goku, and all those adventures. So yeah, thanks for everything you've contributed to this amazing pop culture universe. And rest in peace, my friend. I also had a chance with my family, my wife and kids, to go see Kung Fu Panda 4 at a pre-release of the movie. And I gotta say, it was really good. It was, a typical family-friendly movie. Silly cartoon with silly humor, but as usual, Jack Black delivers. It's funny. There's tons of funny parts. Awkwafina plays a new protagonist, and I, for one, enjoy Awkwafina. She usually cracks me up. I can't think of a time I didn't love her characters, but yeah, go see Kung Fu Panda 4. It was totally worth a watch. The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, premiered a few weeks ago. We just had episode 4 this week, and we finally get to see Rick and Michonne reconnect and talk through some of the stuff that has been holding them apart. I don't want to get into too many details to spoil it for you guys this week, but it's totally worth a watch. There's only 2 episodes left, and I am dying to see how this all ends. I hope it's positive and happy for those guys. They deserve it. The first trailer for the new The Crow reboot came out, and I was a little hesitant to think that I might like this movie, but man, after seeing that first trailer, I'm actually kind of excited to see this movie. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but if the trailer is any indication, it looks really well done, and I, for one, am pretty excited to go see it when it comes out. The new season of Doctor Who is about to premiere in about a month and a half. It will be released on May 10th on Disney Plus with 2 new episodes, and then it'll be a weekly thing moving forward. I extremely loved the Christmas specials, how it ended with David Tennant bi-generating into Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, and I cannot wait to see what his adventures are going to be like. Invincible Season 2 Part 2 has already started. Make sure you get out there and watch that on Amazon Prime. There is a new trailer if you want to watch that first. It's been out since March 14th. It's awesome, as usual. Make sure you go watch it. The Umbrella Academy's 4th and final season is going to begin on August 8th on Netflix. And as usual with Netflix, they're going to drop the whole series at once, so you can binge that thing as soon as it comes out. I'm excited to see how it ends. I've really enjoyed that series. I love anything that has anything to do with time travel, so I'm anxious to see how that might be involved with this final season, but I'm looking forward to it. Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery premieres on April 4th on Paramount Plus with a 2-episode debut. That show has been amazing. I cannot wait to see what's going on with Saru and Captain Burnham and those guys. It's going to be great to finally see how they wrap it up. I'm sad to see them wrap it up, but I also love when a show gets concluded on its own accord. When it doesn't get canceled, they get to wrap it up exactly how they foresee it wrapping up. So I am excited to see how they close this one. The Boys Season 4 is coming out on June 13th on Amazon Prime. The Boys is always a crazy one to watch, and I can't wait for that one to come out so we can see how the craziness proceeds this year. The Harry Potter reboot series that we've talked about a little bit, it's going to premiere on Max in 2026. In 2025, we're going to be getting a Game of Thrones prequel called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. There's been no other information released except the fact that it's coming out next year and it's a prequel. A sequel to the recent Super Mario Bros. Movie is going to be coming out in theaters in 2026. The sequel to Beetlejuice, called Beetlejuice, is going to be coming out this summer. And the big rumor floating around right now is that we're going to be receiving some kind of a trailer for this movie finally, possibly this week or next week. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Next to Deadpool and Wolverine, that is the movie I'm most looking forward to. So I hope that is true. I hope we get a trailer this week. For those of you out there who are big fans of sparkly vampires, it sounds like Twilight is going to be rebooted as an animated series through Lionsgate. So that's coming. And the last thing I have on the list today here is that there's a live-action Naruto movie also coming through Lionsgate. And as things go, live-action remakes of anime are really hit or miss. More misses than hits. They can't all be as decent as the most recent Avatar: The Last Airbender series was. I don't know if we've had a chance to talk about that show on the podcast, but it was actually very good. My family and I binge watched all 8 episodes in just a couple of days, and that has also been greenlit for seasons 2 and 3, so we will get to see how it concludes in this live action version, so I'm really excited about it. That said, I hope the Naruto movie through Lionsgate is as good as the Avatar: The Last Airbender series is on Netflix. So hopefully, as it comes out, it does a good job, it stays true to the lore, and we get a decent film out of it. But yeah, that is all the news for the week. Come back next week and hear an awesome interview with some friends of ours. We're going to be talking comic books and collectibles and things like that. And then the following week, we're going to have a big special anniversary episode where we talk about some of our favorite things that happened in 2023, or you could say that happened in season 3 of the Infinite Taylorverse Podcast, because we're now in season 4, which is crazy. Again, thank you guys for coming back week after week and listening to us, ramble on about the stuff we love and getting to hear our adventures through conventions and listening to some of these awesome interviews. I look forward to some more interviews we have lined up for this year. We'll talk more about those as they come. Also, one thing about the podcast right now is we would kind of like to grow our social media. We want to do better at putting out some better posts. I know I try to put a reminder post every week of, hey, the episode's out, go listen. But I would like to get more interactive with you guys. So starting soon, we're going to be asking you guys questions, and we would love your feedback. We would love your answers that go along with whatever we're asking. We might ask you questions about shows and movies and trailers and books that are current. We might ask you questions about nostalgic things. We might even ask you to give us a suggestion of what you'd want to hear us talk about. But I would love to have more involvement with our community of listeners. Those of you who stopped by and said hi at Planet Comic-Con, you all have to know you made my day. And we just want our community to grow. We want more interaction with you guys. So hopefully we can use our social media as a tool to do that. And if you guys are listening and you haven't followed us, please go follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Just search up Infinite Taylorverse Podcast, and in the weeks to come, look for that interaction. We're going to be putting questions out there and things like that. So all that to say, as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billie Taylor, and come back next week, same Taylor time, same Taylor channel. Bye.